Good morning everyone, today we're going to be talking about gear in NGS and what Sega could do to spice things up and give us a little bit more incentive to actually farm for the best in slot gear. But before we jump into that, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily, so if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So as many of you guys know, I am a big fan of the Diablo series. I've been playing Diablo 2, Diablo 3, Diablo 4. This weekend is actually the open beta for Diablo 4, so everyone can try it for free the next 2 days. It's pretty awesome. I highly recommend it. But something that I realized about the Diablo series, which I kept comparing to with NGS, is the difference in loot. So gear in Diablo, each legendary piece of gear has its own special look as well as effect in your gameplay. Usually a legendary effect will change the way that you play a specific character. And I found that super fun and super interesting, which kind of encourages you to try out different builds, try out different playstyles, so forth and so on. And so coming back to PSO2, I'd really like to see that come into NGS in the form of like a skill ring or just weapon potentials. So for those who don't know what skill rings are, this is a base game feature where you could literally put on a ring and it would give you additional skills. So for example, a high jump ability or specific weapons in the base game even allowed you to cast photon arts that weren't normally available for your class. Like there was a weapon in the base game which allowed any class to cast Morning Mist Reaver, which was a braver skill. It was basically like your movement ability as a braver, but you would be able to use that photon art on any class. And it was really cool in the base game because you can mix and match. If you had a specific weakness for your playstyle that you wanted to cover, you had the option to take PAs from other classes to cover for your weakness or to fit your personal playstyle. And on top of all of that, on the base game we also had crafted PAs which allowed us to actually augment our photon arts and absolutely change the way that it normally works, which was really awesome. And so I would love to see NGS implement all of these things that they already have in the base game into NGS, but in a more fresh and elegant way, such as how Diablo 4 does it, where you're just farming, you get a legendary item, the legendary item has its special affix on it, and you can just take the affix off by sacrificing that item, and you could put that legendary effect on any of your weapons or any of your gear. And it's super cool because all of these legendary effects have a range of effectiveness. So basically you're farming for the best in slot. Sure, you might be able to get the legendary effect very easily, very quickly. However, maybe your roll might be very high, so you'd be constantly farming for a better roll. But I definitely think NGS needs some sort of legendary abilities, legendary potentials, something to encourage people to constantly gear chase so that they can actually get the best in slot abilities, get the best in slot gear, and make their dream builds that fits their personal playstyle. Because at the current state of the game, it's very cookie cutter. You just want to max out potency, you want to max out floor potency, and the gameplay style is kind of the same. There's not much variation. Sure, I might be an outlier with a slightly more tankier build, but the majority of players are just like, yep, glass cannon build, full damage, that's it. There's no flexibility. Can you imagine if like the bow braver, if you wear specific armor or if you use a specific bow, maybe it changes the dynamic of the gameplay. Maybe it changes how the bow works. Maybe after 3 normal attacks, your next photon art is instant cast or something, or there's no charge time to it. I think that type of dynamic would make all of the classes so much more unique, so much more interesting to play, and just make the game a lot more interesting overall. But let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think?
Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again.
But anyway, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it interesting. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye!